Hey, so I just passed my CompTIA Core 1 exam, and I want to share a neat little mnemonic here for memorizing the 802.11 standards. Really, this isn't memorizing, this is just knowing, right? At the end, you probably should be able to just know it out of your mind. So, uh, abignale, I'm pretty sure you remember the Leonardo DiCaprio movie, Catch Me If You Can. And he was like, oh, my name is not abignale, abignale, it's abignale. Well, that's this, abignale. When you break this up, or when you say it, the main contributors to the word is abignale. So it's abign. That's one of the most prominent pieces when it comes to saying this word. Abgn. Abign. Abign. Of course, you could create like a full-on mnemonic to get the AC and the AX, but I'm telling you, you're just gonna have to remember that. All right, abign. This is what this is to do, right? What is this doing? This is actually creating an order, right? This is create the order in which they fall. A B G N, right? ACAX. Abign. So when you try to, because since G is in it and it's not like C, it's not like A B C D, right? It's A B G N. So that might throw you off. So once you remember Abignale, you should pretty much get the order. Abign ABGN. Okay, cool. And then we have AC and AX. All right, Abign AC AX. So that's one thing to remember, Abignale, to remember the order, and then you just have to remember ACAX. Abign ACAX. Cool. Next thing that you gotta remember is AAC and NAX. AAC, NAX. The reason why we gotta do this is so we can remember the second part of this whole thing, which is the gigahertz frequency, right? So now we have the order down pretty much right here. Abign, ABGN, ACX. Let's work on what this means. Let's try to get the gigahertz frequency, all right? So AAC equal 5. See? AAC equal 5. So if I ask you 802.11a, what gigahertz frequency is that on? You should be, oh, it's 5. And I say AC, what should that be on? You should be, oh, that's 5. A and AC is 5, right? The next one is NAX. N A X. NAX. N and AX. 802.11n, 802.11ax. It's both 2.4 gigahertz frequency and 5. BG, 2.4. All right. So this is a very simple thing to remember. BG is 2.4. So A5, B 2.4, G 2.4, and then you have N 2.4 and 5, and then you have AC, right? See AC right here. We have 5, and then after AC, then we have AX right here, 2.4 and 5. All right, cool. Now that we got that settled, all right, let's talk about the throughput. A. All right, so let's forget this for a second, right? Let's forget this for a second. Eventually, once you practice this enough, by the end of the day, you should have it pretty much in your brain lodged. A, 5, B, 2.4, G, 2.4, N, 2.4 and 5, AC, 5, AX, 2.4 and 5. This is the tricky part. All right, now you kind of just have to memorize this part, but it's pretty easy. 541150. It's pretty easy to say that, isn't it? 541150. All right, and once you have 541150, that's immediately A, B, right, and G. Immediately you have 541150. So you just knock this straight out of the park by just memorizing 541150. 541150. Immediately you have A, B, and G. All right, the next one, 600, right? The reason why you want to think about 600 standing out in your mind is because 802.11n is a very weird, is a very weird one. This is the first one that came out with MIMO, right? Or in this case, SUMIMO, right? This is a very special one here, right? It runs on 5 and it's backwards compatible with 2.4. So N, it's a very weird standard, right? So now you have 600. 600 is a very weird standard. It's a very weird number. It's a very weird throughput. But that's it, 600. So 54, 1150, 4, 600. Okay, cool. Then 13 and 96. 13 and 96, right? If they ask for any standard between 1.3 to 2 to 1.6, then you know it's going to be AC. 1396. 1396. So it still is a lot to kind of get over and swallow, right? But it's easier to break everything down in a manner like this, just so you can remember it, right? Versus breaking off every single chunk, which is like A 5 and then 54, B 2.4 and 11, right? It's easier to like remember it in this manner. Once you get the abignale part down, which is the order ABGN, AC and AX, AAC is 5, and AX is 2.4 and 5, right? AAC 5 and AX 2.4 and 5, BG 2.4, A 5, B 2.4, G 2.4, N 2.4 and 5, AC 5, AX 2.4 and 5. Then you have 54, 1150, 600, 13, 96. All right. Hope this helps.